starter for a Yazoo walk-behind mower. And for some reason this would not move freely. And so I took it apart and realized there was a bunch of grease under the bottom of it, which there shouldn't be. I don't use grease because it gums up the spring assembly and stuff sticks to it. So I just use light oil a couple times a year. Not even that, really. Maybe once a year. And then I also realized that it's missing one of the starter poles. So there's your starter pole there. That piece keeps kicking out. There's supposed to be one on that side, and it's gone. So somebody has had this apart. It did not put it back together properly. And well, it has cost them downtime and downtime and money. But we're gonna get them back going. We're gonna get them back going, and we'll let them know what I found. But I had this mower yesterday, and it started fine, and it had no issues with the starter either. Not sure what may have happened, but we're going to get it fixed. Hopefully they won't have no more issues with it. Alright. And just let that wind up in there. I did get some starter rope. I got 4 rolls of this starter rope. It's called True Blue, and I believe that's Sten's brand, I do believe. Well, maybe not, because I don't see Sten's written on it somewhere. I thought it was Sten's brand, but maybe it's not. But anyway, I got some of this True Blue, and I got the number 3, 100 foot of that. I got the number 4, 100 foot of that. Number 5, 100 foot of that. And the number 6, 100 foot of that. So that should hold me over for a little while. I used to get my rope from Walmart. And I bet I used rope from Walmart for 20 years. And now it seems like that they're not using, they just find the cheapest thing they can find. It's not holding up, and it doesn't seem to be very strong anymore. So I'm going to quit using them, and we will use this stuff here. I actually designed for it, so that's what we're going to use. There's nothing wrong with this rope. I repaired it once, but it's starting to get a hair short. So we're going to go ahead and replace it. And we'll see how this stuff works. It should work just fine, considering it's made for this stuff. I'm going to take and probably set this up on a piece of pipe or conduit or something, and mount it in between the studs here of my shed wall. I'll probably mount it right in there on a piece of conduit or something, or piping, or whatever I might find. Just all four of them will actually fit in between the studs there. And so that's what I'm going to do. That way it'll be right there where I can get a hold of it. Be readily available. I won't have to look all over the place for it. Just be in arm's reach. There we go. Where I melted the end of it was just a little fat. So I had to melt it a little bit more so it would fit through there. And the rope that I'm using is the number 6. It's the large heavy rope, and that's perfect for the like the mowers, single cylinder, twin cylinder mowers. Well, it doesn't like that large knot. I'm gonna have to just do a single knot, not a fisherman. Well, the stuff knot's good anyway. Just a plain Jane overhand knot. Alrighty. As you can see, that moves very freely. And the starter pole is working. So I don't know what happened yesterday from the time he picked it up to the time he had an issue with it, but something happened anyway. One other thing I want to talk about too, your starter rope, your starter poles, and the other half that the starter poles dig into, which I'll take you out here and show you that, will last just about the lifetime, if not the lifetime, of the piece of equipment. There's the other half that the starter poles dig into. And you can see there's some scarring in there. Whoop, a little close. But 99% of people, when they're starting something, doesn't matter if it's a mower or a chainsaw or a trimmer, they do what I call a snatch start. And I'll show you what that is, or what I mean by that. Holy moly. I have got oil running everywhere. most people will start something like this. That's what I call a snatch start. I used to do that many years ago, but I learned the hard way because I had to keep replacing ropes and starters and things like that. But if you just take it and pull that until you feel that pawl grab, once the pawl grabs, pull all you want. Pull it out. Right there is where that pawl starts to grab. Once it grabs, all right, that's all you got to do. And that goes for anything, but this one here grabs right there. Grabs right there. So, same thing with big mowers, weed eaters, anything. And what you're doing is you're setting that starter pawl before you actually pull it. Oh, we got a bunch of oil everywhere. And if you do that, your starter assembly will last you a lot longer, and it'll be more trouble-free. Ever since I started doing that, I have no issues, and now that I say it, I'll probably have all kinds of issues, but I have had no issues with my starters on anything that I have. It doesn't matter if it's a trimmer, doesn't matter if it's a chainsaw, doesn't matter if it's a mower that has to be started by hand. Pull it out gently until you feel that starter pawl grab. Once it grabs, pull. But if you sit there and just yanking as fast as you can, what you're doing is you're taking that starter pawl. And you are slamming it really hard, causing it to prematurely wear either the starter pawl itself or the other side of it, of that starter assembly on the flywheel. You're wearing that out. And I've actually had starter pawls that the metal ones would get bent, and the plastic style, they would just be smashed. And that comes from just yanking really hard before setting the starter pawl. So just a little tip for you. Hopefully that'll help you with your starter pawls if you ever have issues with them. Hopefully it'll last a little bit longer for you. We're going to go out here. And we're going to reinstall this starter assembly. Hopefully he won't have no more issues with it. And I might see if I can try to find some starter pawl assembly for this Kawasaki. Hopefully I can and have something here for when he needs it, because I'm sure he's probably going to need it. Because now you're asking one starter pawl to do the work of two starter pawls. When somebody took it apart earlier, they had lost one of those starter pawls. So and these kind of starters are nice. They're not riveted in place. You can just take this top assembly off pretty quickly and do what you need to do with it. Get them back running again. Well, that's not a 3/8. With that being a Kawasaki, it's metric, 10 millimeter. So let's give it a try, see what happens. See what I'm doing here? I'm getting that set. I just set that starter pole right there. Now I can give it a good pull. Alright, so for some reason, God sakes, boy, freaking saturated. That's just my little tidbit on replacing the starter, rope starter on one of these mowers, and it's the same on most mowers. And just a little information on how to save your manual starting system by setting the poles before actually pulling on it instead of just snatch starting. So hopefully that was good information for you. Hopefully something that you can use. If so, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, send me a comment, let me know what you think. Be kind and help people when you can.